command center for
Yeah, welcome to my command center.
Very impressive.
So we are getting close to Singapore, hopefully.
Very good, very good.
We have 300 apps so far,
Okay.
and we aiming more to be more connected. And for example, the traffic.
But you got 100 plus cameras.
Yeah, but study show we need like 4,000, so still steps we have to achieve. We get internet data, we have internal data. Now I can make faster decision, efficient government also, and many good things coming.
Are you the only city which has a data, which has a command center?
Yeah, yeah. This one, for example, is project management. That's also with all the projects.
Green is done, right?
Green is done, yeah, 100%. And we got all the progress report by photo as part of the process.
So do you share this access to this command center with the other departments here, or it's only meant by your team
No, we have 30 smaller command center.
in the different
Yeah,
sub-districts?
because we have 30 sub-district.
Social media.
Yeah, this one is interesting. I can scan what people are discussing about the city based on location. So we have 30 districts. If I click one district, it differ with other districts. So I can check what is the problem as we speak per district. So I can also allocate resources, help. This is in the district of Coblong, for example. So in the district of Coblong, we will have discussion of the topics different with others. Sorry, the connection is. So yeah, people talk about these keywords basically, and red means negative comment. We predefine what is the negative words, what is positive, so we can check.
So positive is green.
Green.
Neutral.
Mostly people complain.
Yeah, that's okay. So at least they can do it.
We claim Sungai Bandung. Totally different. And we can check also, for example, I have a policy of raising tax. And then I want to check whether it's a positive sentiment or negative sentiment. And of course, mostly negative sentiment.
Yeah, maybe wants to pay tax. They want to enjoy the benefit.
So this is I click the resources, and there is people discussing about this. For example, if you check traffic, macet. So macet happen in mostly the red color.
Yeah, because it's Russia.
Yes. I click Sukajadi, 193 people complaining about traffic. I remember all about the traffic in the Pasteur Road and so on.
They use the radio Alshinta.
And I remember last time when we checked Jalan Rusak, pothole, broken road, many before, but now since we intensively fix the road, I check mostly.
settled.
No complaint about broken road.
That's very important.
Yeah. If we check crime, that still happen.
Well, you even break it down.
Yeah. So we have issues of crime here. Curanmor, so it means motor. So combination is just an example. I think we are building the Indonesian way of managing cities, and Bandung, I'm probably saying that we are the forefront to do this, and we are in the close what you call it, cooperations with Singapore government also to assist us to make it world-class system.
We're very happy to do it. I mean, that's why I was asking whether other cities from Indonesia are coming to copy what we are doing here, because it's very impressive.
I'm flying to Singapore this Friday for the Temasek.
Yeah.
So
I heard that Aquaria, they want to meet you if it's possible.
yeah,
Yeah. So
because more things coming, and we let's discuss upstairs.
yeah, sure. Yeah.
So after collecting the data, we make decision upstairs.
Oh, okay.
So that's the SOP.
That's where the brains are.
I will propose to the central government the new way of building cities. Current one, how we spend our budget is very conventional. What it means by conventional means if we have X dollar, we spend that X dollar directly to become projects or programs, and we wait another X dollar to spend to another projects and so on. So it makes the change to the city very slow, because it's really depend on how much money on your hands, right? Second model is American model. You have what you call municipal bond. So you got fresh money with long-term return. But this municipal bond, the money goes to our budget and we create programs. But current situation is not ideal. It's not ideal means we have to create a bidding system. Sometimes when there is a corruption, the quality of the project is not as good as we expected. Right? The third model is the UK model. In the UK, everything built by third party. The city parks, the roads, the city lights, even prison made by third party. Then the city pay premium rate for 25 to 30 years. So the good thing about the UK models is the change to people faster, the quality of deliverables guaranteed because it's done directly by the third party, private sector, and we just hand it over when we finish. And the cash flow for the city budget can manage very easily. So I'm pushing this UK model to Bandung and hopefully to the whole of Indonesia. It means I have the price tag of $7 billion to build modern Bandung. My ability to spend in 5 years of my term is only $1.5 billion. So I'm sort of like 5.5 billion, right? So to get this 5.5 billion, it means I have to wait another term as a mayor, replaced by the following mayor, 15 years using this conventional way. But if I can get this gap of 5.5 billion using private money, and I pay them long term 25 years, then the dream of this 7 billion US dollar can be seen faster in 2 or 3 years. Right? So when that happens, that will change the face of all Indonesian development in local level. What I'm trying to say is, when this system apply, I really want to push your Singapore enterprise to be the primary investor. You come to us and say, look, Mayor, I build this hospital and this is the price tag and I pay. And I said to this private sector, okay, thank you, I pay you 25 years with this rate and so on and so on. Another investor come, build the transportation, another come to build the whole city parks at once and so on. So for me it's very good. Why? Because I don't have a headache of bidding the construction, because it's done by the private sector system. We just receive the end product that already done in high quality fashion. And the good thing about Bandung, Mr. Ambassador, we have the law to protect this kind of long-term investment. We call it multi-years law. So multi-years law means whoever become mayor or the parliament, the deal will be honored and protected by this law. So the question is, Bandung has the ability to pay at least 100 million US dollar per year, right? So what kind of size of projects with the ability of 100 million US dollar payment per year that I can it's like a year. So this is something I need assistance. If you have an expert in this PPP model in Singapore, we would like to discuss this. Next month we will have a conference in Bandung about this PPP. If there is a group of investor or expert would love to engage in this conference, that would be good, because after the conference that would be the serious step for us in Bandung to engage in this PPP. So hopefully next year I can do it. I will start with small projects, city parks. Yeah. City park maybe just for, I don't know, 10 million US dollar, done by private money that I pay, to a bit more complicated like cable car. Yeah, we need 500, this one, on the table.
Okay.
Yeah. So I will test it, both the small scale and the slightly bigger scale of the project next year. But for me is, if you see this thinking times 500 cities and regions across Indonesia, that's how big. Because Bandung alone is 7 billion US dollar needs, right? 7 billion times 500 is like big time. So in the long run, this is how your enterprise can come to us, to the local level, bringing the investment to the city's projects. And that's where the economy going. So when ASEAN Economic Community coming, for you it's just your bigger playground, right? But in the name of mutual understanding, for us also is a good chance to speed up the change for my people. Because when I got approached by Korean investor, I got approached by UK investor also. But if I get closer from my neighbor, I would love to prefer to the closer neighbor first to engage with us. Since our relationship is much stronger, and I'm really hoping you can convey this message to the business networks and your government also, and use Bandung as a model for the PPP development.
When you mentioned the multi-year law that you were talking about, um, is there any national law that will supersede that?
Yes, but the national law only discussing about the PPP that has an income. For example, the PPP for transportation,
Right.
the PPP for parking machine, we already passed that one. The PPP for waste to energy project that has an income. But what I'm trying to push is the PPP also should include the PPP with non-revenue projects like city parks, like paving the road, for example, like building sewerage that I need to make it 100% capacity. So for me, I'm just upgrading the spectrum of PPP from existing revenue-based projects to include also the non-revenue-based projects. So by doing so, then I can say to my people, look, I deliver you schools, I deliver you clinics, I deliver you good city roads, city lightings. It's not always related to income, but with our ability and healthy budget per year, we want to know if we have $100 million per year, how many billion dollars we can get that kind of capacity to pay.
That's interesting. I'm sure our people will be very more interested to hear more during the conference in terms of what projects you specifically have. I think their main concern, of course, is the money, but I think the big concern in terms of whether there will be any complications between the local laws and the national law. And then what happens when you move on, whether your successors will see the need to continue with this, or maybe they will say, okay, stop, or for whatever reason. And then what happens if it's a long-term project, then they will feel that, hey, what happens if it's short-term, it's okay, school, I think they can finish it in a year or something, but if it's something that is longer, then there will be that kind of thing. So it's useful that you have this conference. At least they can come and ask the questions directly. How about your e-government related projects? How is all that coming along?
The last time we met, we make a blueprint for the e-government with the Singaporean government. But I'm not hands-on. I'm not really hands-on on the detail. But what we know is we already submit what we need. For example, we do not have a system for water management apps. That's very important to check the weather, to check where is the water will make a flood, where is allocations of water resources, and so on and so on. And next one also to traffic system that I can control. Now it's a report from CCTV, but I really want to control the traffic. When I can make it green, when I can make it red, control. So still many things to this. If we benchmark Singapore has 1,600 online services, and we have achieved so far 300. 300 for Indonesian standard considered quite high, right? But to get to the Singapore level, we need more time. That's why this e-government project will push us to work harder to get both the 300 applications that already have.
Yeah, I think our people are also quite interested. That's why they were asking me whether you have the time when you visit Singapore, to meet up.
And is it the last time did you get a chance to explain that proposal more in detail?
Yeah, for example, this Bandung Technopolis, I strongly suggest you see this as a short-term kind of projects. So if Singapore enterprise wants to grab Indonesian market in ICT business, you have to start looking for space, for innovation, for research, for office. And this Technopolis, since we built from scratch and we make it the smartest town in Bandung. So I want to propose this also to your enterprises. Next month we do the groundbreaking for high-tech company from America. It's $100 million investment. They have projects and business in aerospace technology. When I asked why you choose Bandung, it really give me an optimism, because they said it's because they have world-class engineers in Bandung that are competitive enough, and we have more livable environment compared to other cities, especially Jakarta, and we have, of course, the affordable cost of living.
Yeah.
So I want to promote this through you to another corporation in Singapore. If they really want to open after the ASEAN community, economic community, please use Bandung as a gateway, as a hub, and you have option, either you invest in old city or you really invest in the new city where your neighbor also is a high-tech or innovation company. So it's already moving. We opened the toll road, the groundbreaking the highway. It's already groundbreaking last 2 months. Next year will be finished. So it will connect to the whole
Rest of the city.
rest of the city.
How's the airport project?
The airport, for the existing one, we should open end of the year, the new terminal. Currently it's not very good, I have to say, and I'm very sorry. The new airport, the big one, is in the what we call civil works progress. This will be like 1 hour from this point. But I think in the next 3 years, at the end of my terms, I have the legacy of building this Technopolis. The airport will be much better. The airport is already built. And I'm happy to say also to you that we got very high score now in government reform. Yeah. Number 1 is the corruption index. The corruption is reduced by system after 2 years of my leadership. Second, the public service, now we got green score in Indonesian ombudsman standard. Green score means it's acceptable. Before it was red score. And the latest good news is from the bureaucracy ministry. We got an A for performance bureaucracy. So it's good. It means
You make all the other people very jealous.
for the good things. So it proves that things can change. So within my 2 years, that will be my report to my people. Actually, tomorrow is the 2 years of my term. I said to people, look, 2 years, corruption reduced, public service is green, bureaucracy performance the best in the country. Only Bandung and Jakarta have been best. So combining these government reforms and the physical projects and the vision for future economy. So far is on the right track. One thing that I have difficulty is providing my people with the public transport. Why? It's expensive. And when it comes to expensive, I cannot really push anything beyond my reach. I plead to the central government to give me the system. I still do the bidding with SMRT also for the LRT monorail. It's very long time it takes. So out of 100% of my vision, I think the most challenging one is providing public transport, because it's just a matter of the financial capacity. That's why when the PPP happened, I got the light at the end of the tunnel that this must be the model and the answer. So this is the contact person, yeah, for the conference, for the PPP. Or maybe if you can send someone who has an experience in Singapore where third party build something and the government pays for long term. Okay, that would be,
To share the experience.
yeah, to share it.
Well, if I can speak frankly, I think as you have said, in the last 2 years, the track record is indeed very impressive. And I think it's not really a problem attracting interest from Singapore to do more projects here based on their track record. The problem is, again, I speak very frankly, sorry if I'm too frank, but the problem is they will say, okay, what happens after Pak Ridwan? What if he moves on to bigger things, or he completes his term, then new people will take over. Can we expect the same level of commitment from the local government, especially if it's a major project that involves quite a lot of capital and effort? That's the idea of people. That's why the point that they will keep coming back to, I'm very sure of that, is the legal aspect of it. What happens if you put in everything and your successor continues it?
That's the classic questions coming. That's why I said let's give this confidence by this local law to protect the investor. Okay?
Right.
That's why the next 3 months until the end of this year, my mission is to create the system.
Right.
That's why first with the conference, next with checking all the regulations. At the end, I have to give a confident argument that all this notion and perception can be answered, so that whoever become a mayor,
We'll follow on.
they will follow on, respect, protect, and and no worry from that side. So I think this is the mission for me. Because if there is no confidence, I will tell my country that, look, if you spend the way we do it now, Indonesia is too slow. Because you rely on the government budget to deliver change to the people. Bandung is okay so far. It's slow but it's okay. What happened to the poorer regions, right? Sometimes the 70% of the budget goes to the salary of the bureaucracy, only 30%. Bandung is still good, 56% goes to development, 44 to salaries and internal costs. But for me as a professional, still not enough, right? That's why I keep saying to myself, look, I can do faster if this PPP dream happens. And my opportunity argument to you and the investor, look, if Bandung needs 7 billion, say we make it median 3 billion times 500 is already like 1,500 billion potential opportunity all over Indonesia, right? And that's huge. And money flows, creating jobs. That's why the law is very important. Whoever become a mayor, we have a world-class bureaucracy, capable of doing things like Singapore.
Yeah, we are more than happy, of course, to continue.
That's why the A score from the Menpan give me a feel-good kind of motivation.
You're on the right track.
That we're on the right track, that Indonesian bureaucracy can change to better performance, and because the next level after NA is AA score. AA score is you combine your good performance with your integrity.
Has
And
anybody got an AA?
Yogyakarta is going to AA.
Okay.
But Bandung from C last year to A is like the
2 jumps.
it's a rocket breaking
Yeah.
chance. Yeah. So this year A, and next year I'll push. So at the end, good performance of bureaucracy, the what you call satisfaction survey from the public also high because you have to comply, and it shows also in the perception index that the corruption is low. So that will be my method. Once that happen, we lock the system, and whoever become a mayor just continue to do things. So thank you also because part of this change, I think. For me, I always say traveling is investing. So when my head of department went to Singapore, they now understand. Before, when I discuss things, there is a couple of seconds in, delay to understand what I'm saying. But now they know I bring them to Marina Bay City Park, so I told them this is what I like, this is how you build the pavement, this is how you control things, and so on and so on. So now we are in a good frequency to discuss.
Well, as I, all I can add is that definitely for your proposal we will follow up and we'll get back to you. And I hope you will have a good trip as well later this week. Yeah, if you have more officials who think you can benefit from the state, you think about that as the embassy, and we'll follow up. We have colleagues in Singapore.
Yeah.
We'll keep it going.
So I think next step would be I'll be in Singapore full Friday.
Okay.
I have only Friday because it's too tight of schedule. So if there is any company wants to meet me, make it Friday.
Follow up with Jesse.
Make it Friday. And look forward for more cooperation, especially the e-government, the capacity building.
Likewise.
I think the more Bandung perform better, it reflects our relationship quality also. You can tell everybody.
So we have a stake also in your success.
I studied in UX
Yes,
once,
I know.
so there's a historical attachment.
Very good.
And we host the SIF forum here.
Yeah, I know. I couldn't make it on that day. I was sorry, but my colleague was here, Timothy. Well,
Oh, we want also to promote more Bandung to Singapore. Please let me know if there is an event or public space that we can use to have a Bandung Bazaar or Bandung Festival
okay.
or Bandung culinary nights because I'm pushing proactively.
But just why don't you give us like your calendar when it's good for you? Then we can try and find something to do it. Next year is the 50th anniversary of Singapore-Indonesia bilateral relations. So
How many?
50.
Oh,
So it's milestone.
It's a good number.
Yeah, so actually we can do, and food always gets people interested in Singapore.
Okay.
Yeah.
How about let's do that so I can plan.
Yeah, so you,
Just give me a stretch of road or a space.
okay.
I
What we will do is that we will talk to our colleagues with the STB, Tourism
Singapore Tourism Board.
Singapore Tourism Board, and then maybe we can find a good location where we can do something
I
together.
would love to do that as a symbol of different dimension of our relationship, the culture and social aspect.
Sure. Thank you once again
Okay.
for your time. I know you're very busy. Yeah.
Thank you for visiting our comment center.
Ah, thank you.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
this is for you.
This looks like a London.
Yeah, inspired by London Double Deck.
Right, great.
Yeah.
Thank you. Okay. Ah, thank you very much.
Satu dua tiga empat. Satu dua tiga. Satu dua tiga.
Okay, thank you. And this is just a small souvenir from us. It's a book
Oh, okay.
about Mr. Lee. Yeah.
Ah, yeah.
This came out after he passed on.
Legendary